All right, so today we're making this flip-flop card. So you pull these little tabs on the side, and it goes like that, and like that. I think it's adorable. Okay, alrighty. So I'm gonna show you how to make it. It's not as hard as it looks. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is you're going to cut 3 pieces of paper that are 7 7/8 by 4 3/4. I'm gonna set one of those aside, and I'm taking 2 of these, and I'm going to be cutting a rectangle out of these, so I thought I might just glue them together. Now, my original one, I just did 1, but I thought it worked better having the thickness of 2. So I glued them together after, but I don't see why I can't do it this way. Okay, I still have to fill up one of those little glue applicators. Okay, so I'm going to take my cutting mat and my ruler and my pencil. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure in 5/8 of an inch all the way around. So 5/8. This is where a T ruler is nice. And then 5/8 here. So all the way around the perimeter. I'm measuring 5/8. So what we're going to end up doing is we're going to cut the center part out for the front of our card. Okay. So this is in your instructions. I call this the card frame because that's what it's doing. It's framing the okay, and then one more side. So 5/8. And draw a line. Okay. Just gonna trim this off. I don't think I got it on exactly right. Okay. So now I'm gonna take my X-Acto knife. And I'm going to cut along these lines. And it's cutting through both pieces, I say. There we go. Yep. So I will cut along this one. This is a really nice cutting mat. I guess I should have used a ruler, but oh well. This is working fine. I just like the way the blade goes into this cutting mat. There we go. And one more. Okay, so I've got that cut out. So there's a frame, and it does feel much thicker with the two pieces together. All right. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, and I'm just gonna put those together like that, so they're even. And I'm going to draw or trace the inside of the rectangle. Okay? All right, so there we go. So I'm just gonna set those aside. All right, now we're gonna make the tabs, the flaps. We're making these things right here. Now this one I used white. I'm gonna use red on these. All right, so I'll show you how to make those. And now you're going to cut 3 pieces of paper, and they are 2 7/8 by 4 3/4. And then you're going to take, make sure I've got instructions made for you, so that this is what they look like. This is what I'm doing right here, or sorry, this is what I'm doing right here. Okay. Alrighty. With the long side at the top, I'm going to score at 5/8, and I'm going to score at 4 1/8. All right, and then I'm going to turn it clockwise, and I'm going to score at 3/4. Okay, now I'm going to score at 2 1/4, but I'm just scoring to this first score line. All right. The first score line, so you just go there, miss the center section, and go there. All right, and you're gonna do that on 3. I've cut this one out, but you're gonna do that on 3 of them, okay? All right, now we're gonna do some cutting.
So Marilyn, you got a question about what happens if you cut into the map?
It's self-healing. Yeah, I'll show you. I cut on this all the time, and there's no cut lines. You can feel, no, that's glue. Yeah, it's a great, I love cutting on it. It cuts really, really nice. You know how some self-healing cutting mats, they're not, I don't know, you just don't get a good feel with them. This you get a really nice feel. And it comes in 2 sizes. It fits in the large score pal, and then I also have my little score pal, and I have one for it too. So, anyways, I have both, and I use them all the time, and I have one at home too. So I've got lots. Okay, so back to this. So we're gonna take this, and we're going to snip. So the first thing we're going to do is we're gonna cut here and here. And then we're going to cut this top section out because we don't need it. Okay, so I'm just going to snip that out. And then where we did those 2 little score lines, I am going to snip down here and just make a little wedge. So I'm snipping here and just making a little miter. I mitered the wrong way. I was supposed to miter this way. Oh well, doesn't matter. All right, and then I'm gonna do the same on here. I'm gonna snip here and cut this out. And then I'm gonna snip here, make sure I miter the right side. Okay. So that's all done. Okay, now I'm going to take that piece. Remember in the very beginning when I took the piece and I have my pencil line? I outlined my pencil line. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these tabs here. It was probably easier. I should have used different colors. But we're going to take these tabs and they are going to be glued. We're going to rest that up against the line. See this part right here? I'm resting it up against that pencil line, like so. And I'm gonna glue the tabs. Now the tabs might hang over a little bit. That's okay, you can just cut them off. Okay. So this part here is lining up with that line that you drew. Okay, I can trim that off after. And you want it to go like that. Just like that. So in your picture, I've got it right here. So it's just along that line that you drew around the rectangle. So these pieces here, these little tabs, you're gonna fold those this way to the left. Okay. All right. So this is all lined up. So I'm going to take the next one and I am going to put this in, and I'm leaving a tiny little bit of line. Now I see why I should have shown you with the white. Okay, so there you see, and just to show you, you're leaving that much space, just a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to glue these on. And they're going here and here and leaving a little space like that. So I'll just show you. See how I've left that little space there? Okay. And then this one, those tabs go up. And then this one goes in here like that. I can actually move this one over a little bit. All depends on where you do your score lines. Well, that tab goes there. And then this tab goes here. Okay. Lift this one up a little bit, move it up. Okay. And now these two tabs go up, and then this one goes in here, and this is right with that line. Okay. So I'm just going to put that here and here. Like that. There we go. And that is like that. Okay, so now what we're going to do, our tabs are here. This one, move it up a bit. So now these tabs are all pushed to the left. So I'm going to put a glue on those. And you take your frame and then it fits over top like that. And then I just trim off whatever's not needed. Okay, so those like that. And then it, whoops, I guess I better let it dry. So you can see these are hanging off a bit, so I'm just going to trim those off. Okay. And then you can see how this is going to move. So it's going to move like this. And I just take my bone folder and go over it like that. And then it goes here. So that needs to be trimmed a little bit. So when you're cutting them, make sure you cut the score line off. That's what I didn't make sure I did there. So you just want to make sure you cut the score line right out. So I'm just fixing that up a bit there so that my score line is cut right out. There, now it's working. Okay, all right, so now, there it is. So now I've cut all of these little, there's lots of them, out of this tag paper. Yesterday, remember, we used, and tomorrow we'll use it again. Yesterday we used, don't I have it here? We used this one. Today we're using the tags. So what I did was I cut my tags down to 3 3/8 by 2 1/8. So let me check that. So I cut the pattern paper 2 by 3 1/4. So 2 by 3 1/4. So I might need to trim these down a little bit, but I think it'll be okay. All right, so now I have to decide where I want to put these. So I could do yay for today, or maybe I'll do make a wish, today is your day, and forever fun, forever young. Or something pink. Actually, I like this one too. Time to celebrate. I think I'll do that. Okay? All right, so I'm just gonna glue those on to these flaps. So that one's going there. So I made the most of this paper this week. That one goes there. That one goes there. And then I'm gonna open it up and I'll put these ones on. Yay for today. So it's a great way of using these tags. Let's party. And happy birthday. All right. So that one's gonna go in here, like that. All right, so then it folds up. So I still have some left over, and I've made 2 cards. Okay, you're gonna cut a piece of paper. I believe I said it was 1.5 inches and 1 by 2. So there's 1 by 2. And this one should be 1.5 inches. So I'm just gonna cut this down. Okay, so these are gonna be your pull tabs. So we're gonna put one here and one on the bottom. So at the end of each one, I'm just gonna put a tiny V or a little V there to make a little flag. There's that one, and then I'll do this one. So I just snip in the middle and then cut that way, and you can turn it over and cut that way. There we go. So now we have two little flags. All right, the first flag is going to go on the top frame under the bottom like that. So we'll just add some glue. I'm being brave today using this glue, aren't I? All right, so I'm just going to put that one right there. Okay, and then I'm going to open it up. And I'm just going to get my ruler. Where's my... So I'm just going to get this where I want it. So I'm going to put it about here. Okay, so I'll just add some adhesive here.
Hi, Christine, it's me.
And I'm going to put it like that. Because when it closes, I want it the same
It's not out of the
space.
realm of possibility.
So we'll put it about like that, I think. Yeah, that looks good. All right, so there's our little pull tabs.
I will write that down.
And then right here, I have this white piece of paper that we can do our sentiments. And this one is 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. And it's gonna go right here. Now there are some pencil lines here that we can get rid of that we drew before. We don't really need those anymore. You can't really see them in here. I should have erased them before.
Yes, I have waffle flower nesting ovals.
Yeah, I don't even, I can't even really see that on the red, but
It's
I'll
about,
take them off.
it's maybe an inch and a
Okay.
an inch and a half tall. It's
All right, so I'm going to open this up, and then right here, I am going to attach this, okay? And then you can stamp your sentiment or write your name or whatever.
It's called
And that's going to go right
waffle
there,
flower
like that.
nesting ovals.
All right? So see, I told you it wasn't hard.
We have like a lot of
And there we go.
nesting sets, like
I love it.
slim layers,
Now,
layers,
you'd have to make your own envelope for this, for sure, because it is, with the flags, it's like 10 inches. Without the flags, it's 8 inches. So you'd have to get like a little, maybe a brown envelope or something for it. Or if you have an envelope maker, you can make your own envelope. All right, so that's it. The flip flop. So this one I did with white in here. And this one I did the same color. All right. So I got this from, I think it was called JP Design or something, but I changed it a bit because I just made it easier, I think. So than what they did, I just kind of modified a few things because it certainly was easier than they made it out to be, I think. All right, so I made it a little easier for you. So if you'd like the instructions and you're on the master list, you will get them today. I've got little pictures here to explain where you put your the flaps and where you do your cutting. All right, If you just want the instructions and you're not on the list, then you can just let me know. And if you'd like to be on the master list, you'll have to send me your email in the comments or by message. All right? Okay, so that's it. I hope you try it. It's lots of fun. Adorable. I love it. Okay, so this is the paper I used. It's Pebbles Happy Cake Day. So these are the tags. And this is what I'm using tomorrow. And I'm using this tomorrow. And then this is adorable paper. And so these are 4 really good ones to get. If you're interested, I can just put them together for you. They're $1.44 each. And, but this is a really good combo to make some really cute cards. All right. So if you want these 4 papers, just put it in the comment. I think it's a good combo. All righty.